Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 7th ever Instagram Live Musician Spotlight. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Seth Kitchen, and I run daily operations here in Springfield, Missouri. We run a GPS-based music application where we work hard to find musicians revenue, exposure, and collaborators for their music. What's up, ZC3 and Kevin Borges? One of the ways we can grant exposure is through this awesome Instagram spotlight where musicians can tell their stories and be heard. So if you're interested in being interviewed, go ahead and shoot us a DM and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. What's up, everyone? Welcome. Today we have a singer out of Los Angeles, California. His name is Kiian, and he sings this sort of alternative pop music, which sounds kind of similar to Halsey or Chainsmokers. We found Kiian on SoundCloud with his single Beverly Hell, which has sparked our interest for its hard-hitting lyrics and impressive vocals. And so with that, let's get him on the call. What's up, everyone? Welcome. What's going on?
What's up?
Welcome. Thanks so much for coming on.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Definitely. So I want to start with a question that people rarely ask, which is your name, Kiian. How'd you come up with that?
It's my birth name, but I just added an extra I in it for my stage name. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's unique. I haven't heard that before.
Yeah, I'm half Russian and half Persian, so I think it's an Iranian name. I'm not sure though.
So yeah. Middle Eastern, somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
That's me too. I'm Armenian, so we can be Kim Kardashian, the Kardashians, you know.
I'm down. My house is together in Calabasas. Let's go.
Love it. So what is it? So what does that kind of mean to you? You know, you said it relates back to your background. So how about your background, like where you came from, how you got started in the music industry?
I started writing and singing when I was like 12 or 13. It was around the time like my grandmother passed away. And I don't know, it was just a way for me to start dealing and coping with my pain and feelings. And then I started to write about just all kinds of stuff. And I began to get influenced by different artists. Like when I was really young, I was really heavily influenced by Lady Gaga, that first record, The Fame. I thought it was brilliant. And I don't know, I just kind of have always been writing since I was 12, 13. It's kind of just how I deal with life and interpret my feelings and stuff.
Right.
And
So
other people as well.
When you say that you used to write, was that just off other people's beats? You would cover their beats, or you would actually play some instruments, or what was
well, my EP, it's called Beverly Hell Part 1. It's coming out this summer. And I collaborated with this team called Braves, which is 2 singer and songwriters and 1 producer. And we just wrote together, and we made the songs from scratch completely. So I kind of I make melodies and lyrics and all that, and I'll bring it to them, and then they my producer Johnny Watt will make a beat and stuff for it, and it's usually a really quick process actually, which is cool because it's different than what I'm used to.
Where'd you meet them at?
I had a friend refer me.
Oh, it cut out there for a second. So where'd you say you met them at?
A friend just referred me to Braves, and then we linked just in LA at their studio in Hollywood. So, and we just had a few meetings and decided we wanted to work together, and I wanted them to produce and co-write with me on my EP.
So what's kind of the process for that? Did you have listened to some of the stuff they had done previously, or and how did they know they wanted to work with you?
Well, like I said, we had a few meetings, and then we just vibe well. They heard me sing, they saw my writing, they were into what I was doing and the kind of music I wanted to make and the subjects I wanted to talk about, because it's a concept EP, so it's all in this little world I created, and yeah. I don't know. I kind of just fell. It just kind of just happened. We just fell in touch together, and then we recorded the EP and wrote it actually in 1 week, all of it. So
wow.
And it was 15. We would write each song maybe 15 to 30 minutes, and I would do like 2 or 3 vocal takes, like max.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and they'd be like, just get out, because like they didn't want me to like obsess over it and be like.
Would you say that's like the normal, process in Los Angeles, or so
I
like
mean,
everyone
I
says
don't
like,
know. I did it. I don't know how, but like, I write fast usually. Some things take longer, I guess, but everything on my EP I wrote in like 20 minutes. But yeah, I don't know. In LA, I don't know. I think every artist is different with like their writing process and just in how they work creatively in general.
well, so that's what I was gonna say is I think like Los Angeles is kind of like a mecca or like where every like musician dreams of going at some point, right? So
Yeah.
it's kind of cool that you started there, right? And
Yeah, born and raised.
so would you encourage like musicians to continue that dream? Like, is Los Angeles a great place to do music?
Yeah, I definitely think it's the best place to pursue like a music career for sure.
Awesome.
Because
So
everything's here, so.
let's switch over to your production. So you said that you did your EP kind of with the production and in a studio, that kind of thing. But do you ever do anything at home, and like what sorts of tools do you use?
I personally don't really produce, but I work with my sister sometimes. She's like 18, but she's really talented, and we'll just like mess around on like Logic and stuff. But that's not really where I get my. That's where I'll get like little like demo ideas. Like once I would take it probably to somebody else to do, but at home I don't know. I play piano by ear. I always have, just like when I'm writing and stuff. But I also write to beats, or I just write like to my own melodies and stuff. And I have like probably like 6,000 voice notes in my phone at like 4 a.m.
Wow.
Like, yeah. But
Where did you get, like, you did those yourself, you're saying? 6,000?
what is it?
You said you did those voice notes yourself? There's like 6,000 of them?
Well, yeah, because I'm always constantly having ideas, and it's easier to just sing it into your phone.
Well, so that's like one of the other questions I was going to ask you is like, do you like just, this comes up randomly, or like you hear something on the radio and you're like, okay, I want to record this, or
No,
how does it work?
it's always different, but usually it's just from my own head. It's just really random. Like, it'll just come, and it's just like, it's like a vomit, and I'm just gonna have to get this out, whatever. Or else I won't be able to go like back to bed. Like if it's a good thing, and if I remember in the morning, then it was pretty good, and then if I don't, then it stays.
It's cool. You got like Blank Face in the chat saying they do the same thing, so it looks like that must be a common thing. Okay, so so do you ever like, so you said these things kind of pop up in your head, but do you also have like instances where like you'll just sit down for like a while and just like think about music and like create music, or is it just kind of like those quick things? Like you said, you record your EP so fast. Like, is there ever just a time where like you dedicate time, like I'm gonna sit down and write something, or?
Yeah, I almost every single day. Like I've been working on my like music video treatment and stuff right now for my like second single. But I write every day. I like to write pen to paper, like in journals and stuff. Like I don't like technology as much. I feel like it's more just like natural. Like I'll go outside or something, or I don't know, I'll just like use like a little like this little speaker or something, and I'll play like beats off there or certain things to inspire me. And I just kind of write down a lot of, sometimes it's poetry and sometimes it's a lot of like just lyrics, and it can come really fast sometimes, or sometimes I just have an idea and I'll make like a rough draft or something. But I haven't actually like put out any of those songs, and those songs aren't on the EP yet, so I guess I have to put them on the second part.
Sure. So you mentioned earlier that like some of your earliest influences were like Lady Gaga. But
Yeah.
do you have any like, is that like the same influence you have now, or has it changed over time? And who do you look up to, want to collaborate on today?
Say I have influences in many different ways. I love Lana Del Rey a lot. I think she's like visually and like, I don't know, like thematically just so cool. Like everything just is so, like she built her own little world, and I feel like she's like not even from this time zone, and it's just like very, I don't know, it's interesting. And her songwriting is insane. And I like Halsey a lot, cause she's like a hard worker. She's a go-getter. Like I remember I like hung out with her at a party a few years ago in like Van Nuys, and then like a few years later she was like playing arenas, and it was like, it's inspiring.
So you were like one of her first fans, what you're saying?
What is it?
You were saying that you're like one of her first fans?
Yeah, we were at a party at the same place, and like
that's crazy.
Yeah, we had the same hat on, so that kind of sparked a conversation. So. But yeah, she's cool. And Gaga still. I love like the aesthetics of David Bowie, and like I love androgyny and like kind of a non-binary traditional look. I kind of want to bring something new to the music industry that's not maybe that's not new, but maybe that's empty right now.
Right.
Like we don't have like Bowie and stuff like that, or you know, guys wearing heels.
Right. Right. Bring it back.
Yeah.
So I mean, kind of along with that is like that's a struggle, right? Would you say that's like your biggest struggle is trying to like bring that back out, or is that like do you have something else that you think is probably your biggest struggle? You know, maybe finding an audience. You know, what do you kind of think is your big struggle?
I feel like the biggest struggle is just like being an independent artist in general, just because like it doesn't feel like work when you like love it, but it can get like tiresome, and I feel like it's obviously a lot more helpful if you have a bunch of like a team and a lot of people around you helping you, but like when you're doing every single part of your like craft, like writing everything and then like you know like singing everything with like no melodyne or any bullshit, or and like just doing I don't know, writing the treatments for the video and stuff like that, and like just like doing every single part of it can be a bit much sometimes, but I try not to get overwhelmed and stuff by it. But I wouldn't say it's like a bad thing, it's just probably like the downside to like
Right.
yeah.
Well, so along with that though is like you already have like a big audience even on Instagram, and I think that's something that you know some smaller musicians have been looking at. They're like, well, how did you grow that following? So do you have like any like tips on how you know got that following and how
I honestly like really just I put out like one song. I didn't really do that much stuff. I don't know, my Instagram's just been like me. I don't know, I just post whatever I want and I always have, and like I don't know, I think my following grew more when it was like I don't know, I was hanging around more like different influential people and in the industry and stuff like that. So sometimes it was like their fans or something, but then like I kind of built my own fan base. So it's interesting, yeah. But I kind of, for me, it was just kind of, I guess, being in LA and having friends do similar things, and people like to, I don't know, like the audiences tend to like when there's more than one person or something, like they like to watch people hang out and do stuff, and you know how it is. YouTube is very big for
right. That's another +1 for LA then too. That's just the way you do it. You just hang around people and you get massive audience.
It's just
that's
yeah,
awesome.
you have to just network and like I don't know, you just meet cool people. Like for me, like I never was trying to like network per se, but like I don't know, like I just met a lot of people with similar interests and stuff, and I was fascinated by like the public perception of them versus the reality of their actual lives. Right. So that's what I wrote about mostly.
So I see you do like a whole bunch of radio interviews and interviews with other like magazines and stuff like that too. But so do you have anything like unique that you think is great for promoting music that maybe you can share with some of the audience?
Great promoting music. I mean, yeah, definitely like trying to get it played on some like any form of radio is good. Really, just if you can get it played, just get it shared out there. There's a lot of like things I want to do, like maybe have some of my music in a TV show or a movie or something, because that's great exposure. You can do now like Spotify marketing, and you can do a lot of things to help your song kind of go on different playlists and like just like go to different people all around the world. So there's it kind of, but the thing is, it's kind of like instead of when you don't have a label behind you, it's like you have to kind of like work really hard and pay for those costs like all yourself. So, like, I don't know, my advice, I guess, to anyone that's, like, wanting to do this would just be, like, be smart with your money and work hard and, like, you know, kind of pace it out. Because some people will just, like, drop, like, I don't know, like, 20K on, like, a video or something. And then it's like, okay, well, you have no money now for promotion or, you know, et cetera. So many things.
Right. So Blank Face is asking, do you have management, or do you plan to have management in the future? How do you go about
I've
that?
had management, but right now I don't, because I'm looking for just the right person. I'm waiting for someone to like cross with me where it's just right, like it's the right fit. Because I don't know, I just wanted a manager who like really understood my vision and like what I want to do, and yeah. So I'm kind of like solo right now, but I handle a lot of most of my own business anyways, so I guess if it gets more hectic, I'll probably have to get a manager.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are your plans for the future? You mentioned your EP's coming out. What do you have a launch date for that? And then
It's
what's
gonna
after
be
that?
late summer for the EP, and then my next single is called Party Friends, and I'm working on the treatment for that now with the director, and that'll be out with the video like very early in the summer. I would say like early June.
Oh yeah, you excited? I'm
Or
excited.
even like late May. Yeah, I'm really excited. It's I did a video before, but it was my first video, and it was like it's just so much going on, and it was kind of like rushed, which I don't like. So I was like very OCD about the turnout of it because I'm like that
That's
person.
one for Beverly Hell you're talking about?
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, this needs to be color corrected or this needs to be changed because my brain's like always going. But like I just ended up like releasing it just because I felt bad because people were waiting for it for so long. But that went through like 10 edits, which will never happen again. But I'm excited to. I kind of feel like this is gonna be my first video, and the concept's really cool that I came up with, and I think it's important like for artists to like be involved in everything they do because that's kind of what separates you from the pack.
So how do you find like a director and things for the music video?
I just hustle, honestly. I work really hard and I find people through like particularly this director. Well, the director for Beverly Hell was somebody I was working with some people from Lady Gaga's team at one point, and then I got him from them,
Wow.
and yeah, and then this director actually is a friend of my like one of my best friends, and he has really cool spaces and things. I don't want to like give anything away, but like this video is gonna be like really cool.
So my show comes first. Ask who's directing your new video.
He goes by his Instagram is JDM Creative, so we can just get his Instagram.
Yeah, for sure. I think.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the end of my list of questions. Do you have anything else that we might have missed that you want to put out there?
Not really. I mean, it was nice to chat. I'm thankful for everyone who's on here. Is there any, like, I can't even see the questions. Oh, were you answering, were you doing them?
Yeah, I was going through. I think I got all of them.
Okay, cool.
These people come out here. What's up, Felix? Nice to have you.
Yeah, just basically Party Friends next single. It's coming out with the video in the summer. Then my EP, Beverly Hell Part 1 is dropping late in the summer. And I'll be probably starting out with doing a release show in LA. So, yeah.
Awesome. So are you interested, if we can have like a producer that comes in that wants a singer on top of their song, can we send that to you? Would you be interested?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I love getting sent a bunch of beats and stuff. So, definitely.
Okay, awesome. And also, when you like release your album, make sure you give us an update. We'll shoot it on our page and stuff like that too.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. I will.
Thank you so much for being on. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thanks.
Talk to you later.
All right. Peace.
So that was the end of this Instagram Spotlight. Like I said, if you guys are interested in doing it yourself, go ahead and shoot us a DM. We're a little bit backed up right now with requests, but at some point we'll get to it and we'll get you on here as well because we want to tell everyone's story. So thank you guys so much for listening in, and this will be on YouTube later if you want to check it out. So thank you so much.